And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it.
True internet suffered depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 259 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeffrey.
I'm Brian.
We're just two guys drinking some beers, talking what's going on. It's pretty obvious what the big talking point today is going to be. I
Yeah,
have
you're
no
gonna
idea
have
what
to
the
really do something about that intro music.
what's that?
You're gonna have to change the intro music one of these days. The
Definitely going to
only
have to get
person that said anything that was right on there was Trump when he said he was gonna come.
yeah.
He's coming back to the White House.
Yeah. The wife actually ran a stop sign today. Because she was busy looking at a guy's house who like painted the entire side of his house with the face of Trump. And she's like, what the fuck is I was like,
That's awesome.
and she goes, oh shit, and she blows through it at 50. I was like, oh my God.
Blame it on
Well,
Trump.
yeah, at least we're in the middle of nowhere, so like there's no one around. But yeah, I was like, we're another main road intersected, you know.
Mhm.
Anyway, uh, I'm gonna try to switch up the order a little bit here. We'll do our local stuff first, and then work into our random topics that were interesting instead of the
All
other way
right.
around.
All right.
See how it goes, you know. Here in West Virginia, on the ballot was medically assisted suicide, but I am so glad I sat down and read the fucking Constitution to West Virginia
Uh-huh.
before I went and voted. Uh, because it was like, oh, we're talking about amending amendment, whatever, whatever, and yes or no. And it's like, what? Um, it's like it says it's talking about assisted suicide, like like Kevorkian style. And I was like, okay, ma'am. She's like, yeah, because I sat at the table. She says, so right now it is against the law to euthanize people, right? She goes, yes. It's like, okay. So if I voting yes on this, I would be saying I want to change that. And two people said to me yes. One person said no. And I looked at them both, all of them. I was like, oh, fuck me. I was like, I'm pretty sure I got it. Someone give me a heads up in advance who voted early, though, you know? So I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure I knew what I was going to be. But yeah, it was just the way they word shit, you know?
Mhm.
Anyway, you brought photographs with your local story.
Yep. Not that there was gonna matter. A tractor trailer hauling cooking oil through the HRBT developed some problems and spilled cooking oil all over the highway.
If you're
Shut
wondering
the
why,
bridge tunnel down for hours.
and that's like the main way from the
Yeah, because
peninsula back to the mainland.
uh-huh.
That's a pain in the butt. And yes, for everyone anyone wondering why they were an entire truck full of cooking oil, it was on its way to P. Diddy's house. No, that one didn't hit home. All right.
Yeah.
He got
Hoboken.
called. How many? 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
100,000 bottles of baby oil.
100,000. Jesus Christ.
He was ready for the zombie apocalypse.
He was like filling his freaking swimming pool with that shit and having girls wrestle in it or something with that many bottles, you know? Or little boys. Who knows what he was doing over there? Anyway, this next story that comes out of Massachusetts, it could have been in the follow-up, but I want to highlight something from Massachusetts for at least a little while. Remember that water tower when the guy had the projection of like Trump
Yeah.
2024?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Well, they gave him a cease and desist order and fined him
Uh-huh.
$100 a day.
Right.
Apparently, the dude told him to fuck themselves and kept doing it.
Yeah.
And now he's put up a Punisher skull with Trump hair up on the water tower since he's won.
That's awesome.
I peed. Oh my God. I almost peed in my pants. I laughed so hard when I saw it. And it's in Hanson, Massachusetts. The red dot in Mass is on the South Shore, and Hanson is like 2 towns over from where I just came from, where I grew up.
Okay.
And I just laughed my balls off. I was like, oh my God, this dude just told them all to fuck themselves. He's like, oh, look at that. We win. Fuck you too. All right. All right. Before we get into what everyone's waiting for, because you and I know we want to discuss this election, but did you
What
see,
election?
yeah, did you see that the desert in Saudi Arabia snowed for the first time in recorded history?
Yeah, I saw it.
That's wild, dude. I mean, it didn't last long, but
Global warming, climate change.
I mean, shit happens sometimes. All you need is the humidity and it to be cold enough, and it's going to freeze and fall out of the sky. Uh, and what a desert is technically anything that receives less than an inch of rainfall a year. Uh, the Antarctic, I believe, is desert too. Maybe
Okay.
the Arctic. One of them doesn't snow. The other one does. And you shared this one of the brilliant geniuses living in New York City.
Is this gonna be a TikTok thing?
Maybe, and you know what? I bet it's a fuck of a rush. They call it subway surfing,
Yeah,
apparently.
because people climb up on top of the subways and try to ride them.
This just sounds like you're begging to get killed.
Yeah, well, this latest person lost an arm and a leg, but they're still
Yeah,
alive.
she fell off the train and got hit by another train going the other way.
Yeah,
Oh my God. That must
should
have
have
been
held.
so violent.
She should have held on better.
I don't want to say you deserve it, but like you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, you know?
Yeah.
Like the most extreme thing like that I've ever done is I've ridden on the hood of my buddy's car when he went like
Yeah.
15 miles an hour and I was shitting my pants, you know? Oh,
Yep.
mm, dude, out of the water on the Australian beach emerged an emperor penguin recently.
All right.
It's like 2,200 miles north of where these things live. And there's a whole bunch of theories of how it got there and why. But they're taking care of the penguin. They intend to release it into the back into the Antarctic. I thought that was nuts that a emperor penguin shows up in Australia. Like, could you imagine being at the beach, be like, what the hell is that thing? All right, all right, all right. On to the some of this election stuff, I suppose. Did you see this kid on TV? He kind of went viral online for saying that he voted for Harris because his girlfriend told him to.
No,
Oh my God. I was hoping to see a whole bunch of those videos. I really was.
I'm sure they're out there. Well, I
I'm
mean,
sure they
they
are.
the Kamala Harris was making a video about that, They had a campaign video about how the women were winking at each other when they went into the booth. Great.
Well, that was saying that you should lie to your husband.
Okay.
I mean, that's what they were pushing in that campaign was like lie to your spouse about who you're voting for, and, what your views on life are. You shouldn't have that out in the open with the person you marry. Unprotected, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Promiscuity, and free money to everyone except for American citizens.
Right.
And it's like, okay, if that's what you're going for, that and Orange Man bad, but that can only go so far.
They
And
tried it for 8 years.
12, really.
Yeah, ever since he got out, Orange Man bad. Yeah.
Oh, shoot, as soon as he got decided he was going to run for
Elected.
president the
Yep.
first time. And we brought this up a lot because it seems like they've been shitting on Christians and in particular Catholicism. And
Hmm.
really the only reason why the Catholics are singled out from Christianity is because they're known as a little more orthodox. And for whatever reason, they are the
You
symbol
got
that
your own
everyone uses.
leader. You got your own leader, the Pope, that
Not
lives in
really.
the Vatican, which isn't even a country.
The Pope is not a leader. The Pope is more like the CMC.
Okay.
Okay, so he's like the highest enlisted human. And then you get into divinity, and he's the liaison between. Uh, but the Catholic Church is what's used to depict Christianity in everything. The stained glass windows, the crucifix with the cross of Christ on it, the collars on the priests, all that stuff, which you don't see in. You might get one they use a lot of the traditions that only Catholics use, all of them, basically. You know what I mean? Like, how many churches do you see with stained glass windows that's not a Catholic church?
Not that many,
Yeah,
but
maybe the
they're out
occasional.
there.
They are out there. Actually, I saw a Methodist church today with stained glass. I was like, oh, I wonder if that used to be a Catholic church. Not a lot of Catholicism here. But yeah, so the Catholic voter base actually made an impact because they all almost switched to vote for Trump,
Yeah,
especially after the Pope said, pick the lesser of two evils and no abortions are not okay. Abortions are never the lesser of two evils. It's like,
right.
okay.
Hmm.
Uh, all right. Hey, remember how we were talking about that FEMA stuff going on after Hurricane, was it Milton?
Yeah,
Well, apparently the director or whatever, someone who was in charge of something, told people not to help the homes of people with Trump signs
because she said
on their
people with Trump signs didn't need help; they could afford their own repairs.
um and the thing is she wasn't even, it's not even like I'm in a group of a handful of people that I trust. She put this out on like an agent or commonly used like a chat group, you know?
Okay.
So it's like anyone who says, "Oh wow, that's incredibly inappropriate," could easily just pull that out and show it to people. And apparently this person has been relieved
Yeah, they're no longer with
of
FEMA.
duty. Yeah. That sounds like it should be criminal charges, man. I
Probably
mean,
still will be.
yeah, like you're abusing the authority of the United States government because of your petty vendettas. That's ridiculous. And Guapo shared this, the third assassination attempt on Trump. This is actually about the guy a while ago that had the Iranian guy who was putting out $1 million bounty for Trump.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, he's being charged. What the problem is, so what? He's in Iran.
right.
Like, good luck.
Never gonna
Good
leave
luck, actually.
Iran.
Yeah, good luck having a trial, right?
They'll have a trial, but
He's not an American citizen,
that's not
but
gonna
I don't know.
stop them.
No, no, I'm saying, are they just going to blow him up, or are they hoping that someone takes him up on that offer before January 20th? All right. So, this was the biggest victory I have seen in the presidential election in my entire life, I believe.
Well, I think, yeah, I think it was even more than Reagan when he won the second term.
Okay, well, I'll say Reagan won 49 states. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't know how many he got second term, honestly. But yeah, Trump, it was a blowout.
Yeah.
He took every swing state. He flipped Michigan. Um, he flipped another state too, didn't he? And this isn't just Trump, the presidency. This is senators, and I believe
Well,
as he took
also
on,
not the New Jersey with 5 points. He flipped Michigan.
yeah,
Um, a lot of the big Democrat states, he closed the gap on, they almost went the other way, but
and
didn't.
every demographic except for white women, he had more votes in than is typically expected.
What about black
From
women?
more black women voted for Trump than normally vote for Republican.
Okay.
Yeah, only white women didn't vote Trump more than they usually do. Which would explain the, I mean, I don't know what the numbers are now, but for a while there was sitting at about a 5 million vote difference of Trump winning the majority vote. Plus the
He's
electoral
gonna. It
college,
looks like he's gonna win the popular vote,
almost certainly at this point.
and I I don't know if it's well.
Yeah, I know, right?
Apparently, Biden got 81 million more votes than Kamala did, so they're missing votes.
Well, Biden got 81 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just didn't vote. They refused to vote for Trump and didn't want to vote for Harris. That's what I think happened anyway.
Okay.
There's not missing votes. Uh, and I still don't understand why they have to transport these things. Like, oh, a box of ballots showed up. It's like, why can't this shit be counted on site? Why not just use a Scantron like everyone else? I mean, Florida had their votes counted and in within
There are
2 hours
some
after.
states that are still voting. They're still counting. California
That's ridiculous. How?
and Arizona still hasn't called their senatorial race because there's so many
They did
ballots
today,
still
I
out.
think. I
They
think
did?
they did. Oh, geez, I thought it was in here. San Francisco, no, moderate Republic. Oh yeah, no, Nebraska. I'm sorry, they're projecting the Republicans going to win Nebraska, swing seat. Anyway, my bad. I thought that happened today. It was a different.
No,
But
it's
yeah, it
probably not
looks
gonna happen until
they're
sometime next week. I'm with you. When I was growing up, you know, 30 years ago, we knew who was gonna be the president a hell of a lot faster in any elections than they do now. We've actually got when we got more technology, more advanced, it seems like some states can't do it anymore.
I mean, Florida had their vote tallied and turned in 2 hours after closing polls.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's why doesn't one of these states, California, go, hey, Florida, what are you guys doing that's so efficient? You know?
That's not gonna happen.
No, and I want to say at 3 o'clock in the morning, I pretty much said, okay, I'm pretty sure Trump won it,
Hmm.
even though weird shit still
That's
could have
about
happened.
when he got out and made his speech, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Um, but at the back of my head, I was like, the Democrats took this too easily in terms of the party itself. Um, Harris was very cordial and very good. She said,
Right.
"Don't go out there and cause shit. Like we're gonna
He's
be
no
okay."
longer a Nazi now.
I know, I love it. If Hitler, literally Hitler, just took office, but I no big deal. Don't panic. And Biden had the biggest smile on his face I have seen in years on Biden's face when he's like, "Trump won."
Yeah, I didn't lose.
uh, yeah, like we were saying, it looked like for a while that Biden might have been trying to tank Harris after what the Democrats did to him.
I think he was.
Yeah, I mean, he put a MAGA hat on Trump 2020. I thought it was hilarious. Uh, but Trump even flipped a county in Texas that's majority Hispanic, Republican that hasn't voted Republican in 100 years,
Right.
and he did it with a 76-point swing.
That's huge.
Because all these citizens down there don't want to be overrun with a bunch of illegal migrants and then
I
have to
just
be
hope
sifted through. Hmm?
I just hope the Republican Party can learn from some of Trump's ideas and continue these gains in outreach to the different demographics.
Yeah, but you don't want to make it look like you're the Democrat Party doing it either, because the Democrats like we're gonna give black business
No,
owners
no, yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying.
interest-free loans.
Yeah.
Zipping between that.
And free weed because we know you need the weed.
Yes, look, that's still a black drug. I
Thought it was
thought
an
that was just
everybody
like
drug.
I thought everyone was using weed now. It's
Apparently
legal and
not,
what have
according to
to.
Kamala.
She'll keep you past your term for marijuana possession.
Well, you saw where Tim Walz's home county did not pick Harrison himself for president.
Yeah, he didn't even take his own county, which they actually know the guy. So, obviously they didn't want to vote for him. His own family was like, no, he's a mess. Uh, and it's funny because since this happened, since Trump won, of course, a damn commercial shows up and blocks the exact thing I need to see. Uh, Here we go. Trump's historic comeback victory leads to a staggering 1,514% surge in Americans looking to move abroad.
They're looking. That doesn't mean they're going to do it.
Yeah, and they did this last time. They
Yeah.
threatened this every single time. First of all, where are you going to go?
California.
California's not a different country.
Oh, Canada.
Do you know that Canada has immigration laws? They won't let you just move across their border and live off of their welfare system.
They should smuggle in themselves in.
Yeah, so they want to commit a crime apparently. It's like these folks don't realize you can't just go move into someone else's country. This paperwork, this processes for this stuff. Um, so exactly what's happening here doesn't happen. And they say this every time. They never do. I'm still waiting for Bette Midler to leave. Apparently, she's threatening to drink Drano now. Put it
There's a
on.
step in the right direction.
Let's live stream that shit, right? Uh, oh my god! But yeah, I was like, go ahead. Like, shit or get off the pot when it comes to this. I'm leaving the country thing. You know what I mean? And now apparently the women are protesting Trump's win.
They're
By
the only ones.
Well, they're doing it by abstaining from having sex with men. I'm like, well,
Okay.
if we can't have abortions, we just won't have sex anymore with random dudes at the bar. And I'm like,
There's
did a
more
Republican
abortions
write?
now than there was before the decision was surrendered.
Not even that though. I was like, this argument that they're making sounds like it was written by a Republican, a conservative Republican at that. It's like, how about you just don't fuck random dudes and you won't need an abortion? I thought it was hilarious. Like, it's not hard to abstain. Like, then why haven't you been? Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you if you're so worried about not being able to have your abortion that you're not going to have sex, first of all, there's other forms of birth control to include abstinence. But
Yeah.
do they know how this all works? Are we having like this giant like giardia, not giardia, gonorrhea and like syphilis outbreak at the same time? If all these people get knocked up and needing abortions all the time, because I'm assuming if impregnation's happening, we're getting more VD being spread around
Right.
because you may have a loaded gun, but that doesn't mean you're going to hit the target every shot you take. You know what I mean? Just saying that you don't pop a baby out every time you have sex.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yep.
But almost every time you have unprotected sex with gonorrhea, the other person's gonna get it. You know?
Yep.
Remember in high school once we had this girl. She came to school with this nasty pink eye one day. Then she was gone for like 4 days. Turns out she got gonorrhea in her eyes.
Ugh.
We all just, me and my buddies all fell out of our chairs laughing when we found out what happened.
Mhm.
And this other guy was like, how did you get gonorrhea in your eyes? And I was like, he glued her eyes shut. Oh, but yeah, like that spreads more. That's more likely to spread than impregnation. So, like I said, it sounds like a Republican, like a conservative Republican at that, made
Yeah.
these talking points. Uh, it's like more power to you, ladies. Show yourself some respect. You know, don't let those random predatory dudes that you're always worried about. Don't let them have sex with you.
Yeah. All you gotta do.
All right. Cheney had something to say. Did you? I stopped listening to this woman years ago. When her father shot a dude in the face, I stopped listening to anything this entire family had to say. Do you know what crap she had to say?
No.
That's unfortunate. I think you shared this article too.
I did, but that doesn't mean I actually read the whole thing because it's Liz Cheney.
All right. Well, apparently nobody trusts what she has to say. No, I haven't trusted what she's been saying for a long time.
Oh,
Uh,
well, she's on the bandwagon too. Here what she said. Our nation's democratic system functioned last night, and we have a new president-elect. All Americans are bound, whether they like the outcome or not, to accept the results of our elections. We now have a special responsibility as citizens of the great nation of honor to do blah, 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 blah. So she's given the peace and tranquility message too.
this is the first time I've ever seen this out of the Dems losing. Um, Not sure what to make of it. Don't really trust it. Like, do they have another ace up their sleeve? Or are they just worried that if there's tons of contest about it and rioting in the street, that they'll be completely blown up and exposed?
Well, I am so glad that we're able to do this show tonight because the grid didn't go down.
Why would it go down? Because Trump won?
Apparently, Dan Bongino and a bunch of people were saying that was going to happen after elections.
All right. I don't know why it would go down after the election.
Riots.
Oh, well, that shouldn't shut power off everywhere. Well, maybe where you are. Uh, I got a whole house generator and 800 gallons of propane
Okay.
for just such an emergency. Uh, Plus, again, the middle of nowhere thing really wouldn't affect me much, typically speaking.
You can't get any more propane.
Sure, well, it depends on how, yeah, at a certain point, no, typically speaking, the power's back up and running within a day or two.
That's not how
That's
it
usually
was
someone
on
taking out a pole.
Zombieland.
That's why I sit in my house with my shotgun. All right. Apparently, the U.S. Embassy in London got spray painted and defaced after Trump won this election because, we give a shit what the English think about our the way we run ourselves, right?
Right.
Uh, didn't we kick their asses in 2 wars and then
Yeah.
bail their asses out of 2 more wars after that?
Yep.
All right. Settle down, fellas. Don't make daddy take his belt off, all right? Oh my God. Hey, they
So
call him such
apparently,
Canada. Yeah.
here's a meme on Facebook that says Beyonce and other musician artists plan to stop performing in the red states. So they're only going to be performing in a few
Yeah,
places in
they're
the
going
United.
to there's no way because there's no way they're gonna give up on all that money.
Exactly. But people,
And
red people like music too.
Newsweek, yeah. I typically trust Newsweek. Sometimes it's more biased than I like, but I typically trust what Newsweek is putting out. Because even when I know that the author hates to write the story, they'll still write like that's not really what happened, you know?
Uh-huh.
Uh, well, yes, yeah, we're not going to perform. Jesus Christ, take a lesson from Michael Jordan, and it happened again. He was accused of endorsing a candidate. He's like, nope.
Right.
Michael Jordan's like, nope, I'm not going to get involved because Republicans buy sneakers too. And, Jennifer Aniston, Harrison Ford, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Uh, Jesus Christ. Well, I didn't realize Kelsey Grammer uh, supported Trump.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I had no idea. He's a funny guy. I don't care what anyone says. That show, was it called Frasier? Yeah, he was
He's got
talking.
a show on Paramount Plus, New Frasier.
Oh, I have not seen that. I wonder if it's any good.
It's all right. It's not as
Yeah,
good
I
as the
bet it, trying
original.
to revive that was weird because it was a spin-off from Cheers anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because he
He's
was
he's back in Boston now after being in on the
New
West
York,
Coast
oh,
forever.
West Coast. Yeah, well, Boston's just as liberal. Oh man, I'm glad I'm out of there before everything went down. But I'm telling you, if I was there, I would have driven by to see that water tower. I would have taken pictures of it, you know? Uh,
Elizabeth Warren's doing big things.
what's she doing now?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's in
Uh,
here someplace. I
yeah,
was
it is. It
trying to
is.
tie it in with everybody's favorite senator of Massachusetts.
She won again.
That might have
A,
been it. Yeah.
a third term she won. No, she's talking about stuff that needs to get done right now before Trump gets in office. We need to cinch all this stuff down, make it Trump proof.
I heard the
Uh,
House of Representatives isn't reconvening that much until after January now
yeah.
to
Well,
minimize how much stuff can be done.
I say in a way to humble the rest of the nation, the nation that won, to not get their heads too high up in the sky. They should do a lot of the stuff that the Democrats have wanted for all these years. They should go ahead
Get
and
rid of
pack
the
the Supreme,
filibuster.
get rid of the filibuster, pack the Supreme Court with 4 more judges. So maybe Trump would get to put 6 in because Scalia and Johnson, oh, not Johnson. Who's the Roberts?
Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, maybe I was thinking Thomas. There's two of them that might be ready to retire if they can be replaced.
I think if they're smart, they do retire.
Yeah, let them get at least more
And
middle of the
there's
road minded
rumors that
people.
Sotomayor may go before Biden is gone.
For that exact reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
Possibly.
wouldn't. It's kind of, but if the Republicans do like they did last time with Merrick Garland, it won't matter. So it's too late now.
Garland's boned. You think he's going to be in a lot of trouble when it all comes out after the fact?
I heard we're coming after Fauci too with RFK.
Well, over the vaccine, and we made up the social distancing thing. We made up all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Garland, remember, he was found to be he was held in contempt of Congress. So was
Yeah,
it
but it's only
Bannon?
good for the Congress that put it out. So this will be a new Congress.
Really, I didn't realize that. I thought you could still
Nah,
serve the penalty
no.
for it.
Once the Congress changes every 2 years, that contempt of Congress is gone.
So he'll never serve his 4 months, the 4 months that Bannon and Navarro did for
No,
the same charge.
right.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, perfectly fair legal system, huh? We have a whole section of legal though when we get to that. Apparently Jimmy Kimmel was saying something to Melania about everyone's moving to Canada.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel, man, that guy. Did you see him fucking cry?
No, I'm sure I
He
could find the video online.
he's listening how these people lost, these people lost. He goes, "Our allies, Ukraine." I'm like, dude, Ukraine is where you shed a tear, not to the American citizen. And I love how everyone's talking about the democracy. They voted against democracy. I'm like,
It's not a
slow.
democracy. We don't have a democracy.
Even if we did go with democracy, Trump still would have won because he got more votes. That's what democracy is. Meanwhile, the Democrats installed their candidate without a primary process.
Yeah.
No one even got a chance to pick the candidate. They're talking about democracy. I don't think they know what the word means.
I really believe that Biden set Kamala up for failure. I think he did everything he could without coming right out and saying it,
Oh yeah, Jill
to
wore a
tank her
red
king.
dress to vote.
Yeah.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Since typically red's the color that is unofficially attached to Republicans.
yeah, well, red and blue, the blue party, the red party. Um,
You
it's
know
always
the
red
colors
versus
used to
blue.
be reversed.
Really?
Yep.
Hmm. Did not know that. Maybe that was when the party switch happened. They just changed the color of the ties they wore. Um, yeah, no, I think you're right though. I think Biden did that on purpose. He was upset with what they did to him. Um, yeah, and basically was like, "Fuck you." It was like, and now we can say he was the only person to ever beat Trump in an
Yep.
election,
Hmm.
which is, hey,
And
good
he
for
didn't
you,
lose to
Joe.
Trump either.
What's that?
He didn't lose either.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And you did two of them. Two of the others did lose to Trump. Uh, yeah, Cardi B was one of these. Is she one of the ones that won't do music somewhere else now?
No, that was mean.
Hmm.
They're all gonna keep doing music across the country because they want the ticket sales.
Yeah. She had basically Cardi B basically threatened a bunch of well, basically threatened like the Republican Party or the people that were trolling her comment section on X.
Yeah,
She basically is like, I need attention, but don't say anything. Leave me alone. It's like so they just ripped her apart for all this shit. And
right,
she's doing what these guys do when they lose. Like they don't realize that they don't these millionaires and billionaires have
right.
no idea what real life is. I mean, yeah, what just for shits and giggles, Brian, let's go back and forth. I'll name a billionaire that supported the Democrats. You name a billionaire that supported the Republicans. And yes, you're
Yep.
allowed to use Trump. Okay.
And Elon
So,
Musk.
okay, well, that's two. So that means I have to come up with two. We got Mark Cuban, who owns, was it the
He
Suns?
doesn't own it
70.
anymore.
Oh, he sold his basketball team, his NBA
Yeah,
team.
Mavericks, Dallas Mavericks. Yeah,
Mavericks, yeah. And he's like one of the Shark Tank guys.
he used to be. I don't think he's on there anymore.
He was last season.
All right.
And Taylor Swift.
Okay.
So that's two. Can you name another one that represents the Republican Party
No.
or sides with? Mr. Wonderful, also from Shark Tank, supported Trump in
Okay.
this.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but now you got Beyonce, Jay-Z, Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
You can go down the
Everybody else in the world.
Yeah, I mean Zuckerberg is officially a libertarian now, but I think that was oh fuck, I'm caught.
Kelsey
Uh,
Grammer.
Bells, Kelsey Grammer's a billionaire.
No, probably not.
Oh, right. I can go down the list and keep listing up billionaires that were on Harris's side,
Right.
and we'll get into that a little bit. But they had no idea legitimately what was going on in the economy.
No.
And now Bette Midler's saying she's going to go ahead and drink a bottle of Drano to fix this problem. Okay, you threatening
How's that
to?
going to fix the problem?
I don't have to listen to her bullshit anymore. It's too bad. She used to do good music back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, first of all, do you understand? You understand that drinking bleach not just will kill you, but it's going to be incredibly painful, right?
Yeah, it's going to burn.
Yeah, burn
It's
you
going to
from the
burn the
inside out.
inside.
It's going to burn you from the inside out until you die. It's like, so what kind of protest is this? If you're gonna do it, go ahead and light yourself on fire at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. You know what I mean? Instead of I'm gonna die a horrible, slow, painful death by myself with my cats.
Yeah. That's a good statement to make. I like cats. I'm a
Put that
crazy
up with
cat lady.
burning on the inside. I'm sorry, I'm trying to type in I like cats.
I got it.
Anyone who we're just possible show titles when we're done. We do the titling after the fact and find a thumbnail to go with it. I
We've
like
learned
cats.
that it's a hell of a lot easier to do this as the show's going on than after
Yes.
that.
Well, no, that's what I want. I want a picture of Bette Midler
Yeah.
with a
Burning
bottle
up
of
in
down on the ground, vomit everywhere, with a bottle of Drano in her hand, with Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy playing in the background, and 14 cats circling her.
That'd be funny.
Wow, she really showed us. Oh my God. All right. We brought this up right away when it was new. That Caitlin Clark, I think is her last name, the WNBA basketball player.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of stopped talking about because let's be honest here, we don't give a shit about women's basketball, right? Like neither one of us
Well,
watch it.
she actually had when her team came to play, they had to move some of these games into different stadiums because so many people want to see her play.
Yeah, yes, that's cool,
She pretty
and it is
much
newsworthy.
put the WNBA back on the map, you know.
Well,
But
Angel
still, you
Reese
know.
has been talking a
Yeah.
ton of shit about Clark, and after this Trump win, apparently she got put in her place by like everyone on social media that like Trump winning the majority vote and definitely the electoral vote. A lot of people realized, hey, I'm not actually outnumbered here. I'm not the jerk. This person's the asshole, you know,
Yeah.
and got blasted for everything from like painting on um dresses and going out to the club. And then saying, "Oh, I just know they were checking my ass out." It's like you had half of it hanging out of your clothes and you jiggled it for them. Of course, they looked at it, you know. Yeah, you know. Oh my God. I don't know. At some point, you have to take some accountability for your actions. You can't,
Nobody's doing it though.
but yeah, but you can't wear a dress that comes halfway down your behind, bend over in front of someone and shake your ass back and forth or up and down, and then get upset that he had to look at it. It's like, what was he supposed to put his hand up like the fucking sun doesn't want to burn his eyes? How about you don't put your ass in his face?
Yeah.
Oh my God. She's her biggest issue, I think, and I'm no psychologist, is that she's fairly new. She's got more money than usual, and she's blown it. She's going to the party scene, the club scene. She's doing all the like I'm a celebrity thing. And she actually did a video talking about, finances. And it's funny because she goes, "Oh, I pay how much for rent? What the hell?" She
Right.
goes, "Shoot, I live way above my means." It's like, Jesus Christ, ladies. Like, how much do you think you make as a WNBA player a year? Like, probably as much as a construction worker, right?
Probably less.
I don't
If
know.
they
I
make
bet they
if
make,
they make $30,000 to $50,000 a year, I'd be surprised.
oh, see, I was thinking anywhere from like 60 to like 100 120, depending. But I don't know how many.
120 seems on the high side. I might go up to 60.
Yeah, you're right. It, what does NBA pay? Honestly, I don't know. I know what baseball is ridiculous.
Well, their base is a lot higher than that even. The starting salary is probably 100,000.
Yeah, probably. I don't know enough about how much professional athletes get paid, except when it comes to baseball, because there's no salary cap. There's no amount of money you're allowed to spend to recruit talent per team.
And that's why the Yankees keep on winning.
Yeah, damn Yankees was about that. Uh, Post splash selfish voters. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Whatever. Jesus Christ, I keep clicking on the wrong stuff here. You can't put pride aside. I don't remember what this article was about. They keep loading up this Caitlin Clark article though, so I probably screwed
Messed
up
it up.
somewhere. Oh well.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jon Stewart lost his shit on
No.
on TV. Well, I disagree with Jon Stewart a lot. Uh but historically he's been pretty funny, and on some major issues, he's actually made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like just recently, when this whole Puerto Rico's floating island of garbage thing came up, he's like, "I thought it was funny," you know.
Right.
But apparently, he lost his mind, went cursing and cursing. Man, you have to realize, look, you've lost the vote and the popular vote. Throwing a temper tantrum
Not gonna get
just
anywhere.
not only is it not going to get you anywhere, it's telling everyone who's on the other side definitely made the right call. It's
Yep.
oh my God. Oh my God. There's so much stuff with the View. Obviously,
Is the show gonna stay on the air?
yeah, that rumor comes up every couple of years. But Sonny Austin said a bunch of stupid stuff, talking down to women, talking down to Trump voters. They got into a giant shouting match. And I can't remember the one woman's name, the one who's allegedly, supposedly a Republican.
Joy
Uh,
Behar.
no, Haynes, something
I don't even know who
Haynes.
that is, so
Yeah, I don't even know if she's a regular. I don't watch the show enough or at all.
for
But
our
she's like, you're being
sanity, we do
condescending.
not watch this show.
Yes, but she basically is like, you keep saying uneducated, and she goes, well, that's what it says here. It's like, so you're saying
You read the
doesn't
teleprompter.
have government credentials saying that they're intelligent. You do realize it's like she's even brought up like, look what's going on college campuses right now. They're canceling classes because Trump won. You got people rioting at Columbia University because of what's happening in Palestine. These guys have no idea what's going on. They accrue 60, $80,000 in debt, maybe $100,000 in debt they're never going to be able to pay back. But if you didn't do that, you're not smart. So, I don't know, buddy. I'm retired. I spend time with my children at 42 years old. Uh, I drink some beers. I play some games. I watch some TV. I go hunting, fishing, hiking. You still owe $50,000 and don't know how you're going to do it. I don't
Hmm.
owe anyone any money, and it's like maybe I'm not the dumb one here, which
Right.
isn't necessarily, which isn't 100% fair because I do have some college education, but it had nothing to do with me investing the right way. That was just from us actually doing this and go, man, maybe I should get in on this stock. Maybe I should get in on that because this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Which I did invest more money as soon as I thought Trump was definitely winning, going to
Uh-huh.
win. I went and invested money in a bunch of different stuff.
Cool.
Well, no, that's good. It's actually already up from where it was. Yeah. And then Joy Behar, she said she wouldn't even let a MAGA supporter give her the Heimlich.
You don't have a choice.
Well, see, that's the issue we're having now is people in some states, there's no good Samaritan law, and you'll get sued for breaking their rib when you gave them the Heimlich maneuver. Uh, and oh my God, you'd rather die than someone you disagree with politically save your life.
That's insane.
And you're going to say how toxic these other people are?
Right.
And what really gets me is your quote MAGA supporter. By that, I think they mean anyone who voted for Trump.
Pretty much, yeah.
Many of them are not Republican. They just refuse to another 4 years of what's going on right now.
I would agree with that.
If these folks that do see Trump as a problem, Trump's not the problem. Trump is a symptom or even a possible solution to the problem. Because shit's going to hit the fan sooner or later. The US dollar is going to take a giant dump because it's backed by nothing right now. No gold, no silver, no oil. It's not going to be the reserve currency long because there's no oil behind it. And what do we export that the world buys?
Shit.
Yeah. No, what do we make here? What, John Deere? Yeah,
No, not anymore. They're moving.
That's my point right there. We are not, we don't produce anything and we have no value behind our dollar. It's going to take a dump because people are like, why do these guys, how are they living like this? And it's all going to fall apart because no one's going to want the US dollar anymore at some point. Which, by the way, dollar is deflating right now, but not the same way as like inflation is deflation. Gold and silver is dropping in price right now since Trump won. And the View and their years of
Kellyanne
Kellyanne,
Conway is thanking The View for all the free publicity they gave Donald Trump.
anyone who's not an idiot can see that this guy is not literally Hitler. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg still won't say the guy's name. Come on. She has no problem saying Hitler, though.
No, not at all. And she said other words too that shouldn't be said.
Yeah, more than once. Meanwhile, was it CBS? Yeah, is starting up a morning show, $700 million with Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly to do a show similar to The View.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll work because people that voted Trump this time don't walk in lockstep. People that voted Harris typically do. And like you'll get into a discussion about, we'll just bring up abortion, for example, because it's an easy one.
Well, Megyn Kelly's had several different shows, so along the
Yeah, well, she's
way.
been doing something on her own online for a while now, right? Since she
So
got
I
fired
think
from
she's got a
Fox.
pretty good following, and that's what and Candace Owen had their own following too. It's just a matter of how the two gel together on TV and how many of their following will continue to watch them on that show together. It may
I'll
turn
check.
out to be fairly successful.
It might, but it's not going to be like The View.
No.
Especially there's only two of them. It's not a
Hell
panel
no, it's not
discussion.
be like The View. There's not a cackle of women on there.
Well, Candace Owens lost a job. Allegedly has nothing to do with it at the Daily Wire. Apparently has nothing to do with her taking the other side of the Israel conflict. After that, her contract did not get renewed.
Right.
Working with Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring. All right, Chris Matthews. I know this name.
He used to be on Fox. He used
Okay.
to have the Sunday show on Fox until he said he couldn't stand Fox's politics anymore and left. He went to CNN to have his own show on CNN Plus.
Well, apparently he went and told the Democrats a new one for their border policy.
What border policy?
Exactly. But basically, like you guys doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on this stuff. Everyone told you this is a bad idea, and you called everyone racist because of it. That's
and Harris was given so many chances to differentiate herself and her views from Biden, but she kept saying, "No, no, no, I'd make
I
the
wouldn't
same
change anything.
decision. I wouldn't change anything that he did."
Uh, yeah, Joe Scarborough.
Yep.
Uh, it's called Morning Joe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he blamed the identity politics for why people voted for Trump because basically he's saying everyone was afraid of getting canceled, and this is all stuff they told us wasn't happening, and
Right.
now they're trying to set the party straight to unfuck themselves.
Yeah.
He's like, so you're admitting to all the crap that you were accused of by half the country.
Right.
It's that whole it's not happening. Okay, it is happening, but only a little. You
Right.
know what? It's happening, and it's a good thing. Uh, and apparently, he was talking the other day. I saw this video clip of it. It was hilarious. Um, yeah. Let me see if I can't cue this up and actually play the video.
Okay.
Yeah, the audio. He was talking about how this guy was pretty sure that Trump was going to win. I think that's the right commercial. I don't know. Right video. Oh, jeez, because I have no idea. Oh, yeah, probably is now because it wants a commercial. But he said this guy said it was the economy, and he was getting pissed off about how much everything cost. And he says butter is like 3.50 a pound, and Joe. Well, here we go. Let me get the Sharon sound. Joe basically didn't agree with the logic, and he gets corrected. And you're gonna laugh at who corrected him.
All right.
Oh, geez, and of course it's muted too.
Trump did better in New York and areas around New York. That probably contributed a good deal to it. I want to talk about economy for a second. A few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, somebody who was going to be voting for Kamala Harris came up to me and said, "Oh my God, Trump's going to win." I go, "Why is that?" He goes, I went to the grocery store. Butter's over $3. I kind of laughed and I said, well, that's kind of reductive, isn't it? Said it to myself. To him, I smiled and I said, good point. But it actually, what everything we're
Oh, there we
hearing
go.
after the election is,
I'm just
it
saying,
is,
the $7.
what's that?
The $7.
What's that? Butter is $7?
Yeah.
What?
Some
Is it
places.
framed in gold? Okay.
Okay, and that's the point. Is his wife probably does the shopping? Mika
Yeah.
said it's $7. He's like, what? She says it's $7. He goes, for butter? What is it, framed in gold? That right there is why you lost this election.
Yeah. You're out of touch with reality.
You have no idea. It must be made of gold. Bitch, that's what everyone else is complaining about, and you keep telling them it's not happening.
Right.
Don Lemon's like, actually, the economy's doing great. He's like, have you gone grocery shopping, buddy?
No, you have not.
Oh my God. Oh. And I don't do the grocery shopping myself, but I do go through the budget. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I see how much is coming in, going out. The wife does the shopping, but she also is better at making lists and keeping them than I. And she'll get pissed if I pick up the wrong ground beef. She likes hers like extra lean, which all
Very
right, I don't
expensive.
mind.
You need a little
Yeah,
bit of fat in it to make it taste better.
that's cool. And you need fat in your diet. It's actually like the keto diet is mostly fats and uh proteins. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have no idea what the okay. Anyway, move us on, Brian. I'm trying to there we go. There we go. All right. Oh, the Guardian.
Yeah.
Uh the Guardian, yeah, they're obviously very upset about what happened.
Everybody's
With,
upset.
yes. And they're offering basically free counseling, like a shoulder to cry on at work. Like, for the love of God, did this stuff happen when
No.
Biden won?
No, not like this. And then you got Harvard professors that are canceling classes because students feel the blues
Yeah,
after Trump win.
and Ohio State. I mean, oh my God.
What kind
That
of
just shows,
people, what kind of adults are we raising these days?
and that's exactly that exactly the point is this is what's happening to them. Is school is telling them this is so terrible. You can go home and just not worry about anything and just cry for a day. I'm like, dude, it's not like your mom died and you're taking a day off of work. Um, you lost a political election. I mean, I was upset when Biden won, but I wasn't gonna like I didn't not go to work the next day. You know what I mean? All right, what's up with this meme thing you
I'm
got?
gonna play it. I'm working on it.
All right, you got some kind of I mean, therefore I am. I guess that's the account.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Good
I heard
morning,
about, heard on the Clam
political.
Buck show. It's so good they played it 2 days in a row.
To remind you to go get it. Are you sharing? Oh, there
Yes.
we go.
In on almost 5 p.m. Eastern time, and I've been tracking everything that's been going on across the country today. And my most important encounter was when I went out to get my champagne. I was talking to the guy in the store, of course, asking him, did he vote? And he said he did early voting, and he asked me if I early voted. And he asked me, why I was getting the champagne. And I said, because I'm going to be toasting Madam President tonight. And he just looked at me with kind of like a smirk on his face. And I said, she's going to win this, right? And he says, oh, well, it's very, very close. And I said, no, it's not. He says, well, what do you mean? I said, no, it's not. The women of America are making their voices heard. Reproductive rights is what it all comes down to. And the women are voting in numbers relative to men that are unbelievable. She's won this. And I said to him, she's going to take every one of the swing states plus Iowa. And he said, oh, but the numbers are so close. I said, I'm a political analyst. I'm telling you right now.
She's a political analyst.
She's taking this election. And then I said to him, you realize, and he didn't tell me who he voted for, but of course I knew. And I said, you do realize you wasted your vote, right?
Oh, I bet she was so humiliated.
I walked out with my bottle of champagne and happily walked home.
I bet she got blasted in the comments over that one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That lets you know that she didn't actually read any of the actual information coming out.
She's a political analyst.
At no point in the entire night was Kamala Harris leading.
No. Not once.
Not once on either actual electoral vote, which matters, or the popular vote. She was never leading.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, and as soon as Trump gets elected,
well, Zelensky called to congratulate him.
Yes. Yeah, Zelensky's a little worried.
Trying to keep the money train rolling.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Peace through strength. And meanwhile, Biden is rushing to give more money and assistance to Ukraine. Not sure what's going to happen with Trump in office.
Yeah, Biden's doing that. Yep.
Well, and Hamas is asking to end the war now with Israel since Trump was elected. And the Iranian currency is plummeting in value. It's worthless, basically. No one wants to accept it for anything.
But they're putting $1 million on somebody to assassinate Trump.
Well, $1 million versus weapons to fight Israel. And they put out that $1 million before their currency took a dump. Oh my God. Trump's going to take office and all the problems he has to fix are already going to be solved because they don't want to deal with Trump.
Right.
And I cannot wait to hear the spin on it too, when like it all just stops.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny that Biden admin is expecting a surge on the border to happen right before Trump took office.
Coming that way.
Yeah, and it's already half the size it was than it was before the election. People would turn around like, no, I'm just going to get sent back home. I might die on my way there. It's not worth the risk. They're not going to give me free place to live and free food.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and what do you think's going to happen to all these criminal cases against Trump?
Most of them are going to disappear and never be seen again. Jack Smith has said he's withdrawn all his cases and he's going to retire from the DOJ
Is that an
before
attempt to not
fired.
go to prison?
No, he's not going to prison.
Why? If you better not destroy his records, how's that? Because I mean, the dude's boned. I really think he's in. Nothing's really going to happen to him. You're right. Trump's not a typical Republican, but the Republican Party never has any balls.
No.
They never follow through on anything. There's like,
Well, that's why he's getting out now because Trump already said, and he
he's
does believe
fired.
Trump on this thing, that the first thing Trump's going to do when he gets in office is fire Jack Smith.
Well, and the one in New York there was it Marchand, whatever was
Yeah.
the judge. Now he's
It
talking
sounds
about,
like he's going to get probation for that, state probation, and he'll just have to do his probation.
oh, I read somewhere that he was talking about dropping the charges altogether in this
I hadn't seen that yet.
appeal. I knew I
Okay.
should have shared it over here. Maybe I heard it somewhere and didn't look it up. Normally, if I looked it up, I would have shared it here. And what now they're talking about putting Letitia James in prison?
She just got reelected.
Didn't she?
Yeah.
She's the one who's in a ton of trouble because like her boyfriend was involved in the Trump RICO case, and she's in
Yeah.
and she got a whole bunch of trouble in like different cases with that rapper, right?
Right.
And then they go and reelect her.
Yep.
What you know
That
how that
tells you
shit
what
goes.
kind of people are voting in her district or her county, whatever.
Well, let's be honest here. Most people that go out and vote don't have any idea what they're voting for.
Nope.
They know the president that they want. They only vote every 4 years. They don't realize that there are midterm elections. They don't realize there are local elections.
Right.
And they get on the ticket and they find all the D's or all the R's and do that bubble, and you know it.
I know I talked on the show. I meant to bring it up in the local section, but we had a new constitutional amendment on the ballot this year, and
You
it did
mentioned it,
approve by like 96%. So
and this was about veteran disability or something like that.
yeah,
Veteran.
for
All right,
we're widows to get the same benefits as somebody that's 100% disabled.
all right. So I
So
get my legs blown off in the war.
if their spouse is killed in action on active duty, they get the benefits that he would have got in the state of Virginia that offer what they offer.
Virginia
Like,
office state. See, that's awesome. That means Virginia's going to reach into their pocket and pay out
yes.
instead, and because no one was going to.
Yeah, I
But
mean
like,
they get like free college educations for their kids, and if you do it in state school, um, you get passes, free license to go to any state park, state campground, that kind of thing for free. And you get a
all right,
free fishing license.
and it passed that overwhelmingly.
Yeah,
Wow, that lets you know that like everyone agreed with that. That's awesome.
yeah.
Like, yeah, even the people that you disagree with almost 100% of the time say, yeah, no, this is a good one.
And I went through some of I dug down on that a little bit, and in the bigger cities where, the Dems have control, the numbers were a little bit higher, but it was even still like overwhelming, there
Mm.
that
Well,
that they voted
the
for it.
Democrats love to spend money. They don't put a lot of
True.
thought into where it comes from. And it's funny because the Republican Party spends a ton of money too. But your
Yeah.
average Republican voter is not a big fan of spending all of this money.
Yep. And you
Uh,
see here where Kamala Harris's proposition in California went down in flames because she's the one that brought in you could, steal up to $1,000 policy and nothing would happen to you.
yeah, out in California.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the voters of California got so fed up with it, they actually are going to make some shoplifting and drug offenses felonies again.
Yeah. I mean, especially the shoplifting. I know that sounds crazy instead of drug dealing. But the shoplifting means businesses are going to leave. Like you just have to
And they
let people
have
steal
been.
from. And they have been exactly. They've been fleeing the area, and then fast food started leaving because they put a giant minimum wage on fast food workers.
Yep, like $20 an hour.
Yeah, and they roll out. Now all of a sudden you can't go shopping. You can't go get a cheeseburger. No, fuck. What are you guys doing? And that's the problem is that these guys pass these things, not thinking 12 minutes in the future. They're thinking, my kid's not going to go to jail for stealing a pack of gum now. They weren't
Right.
before either, motherfucker. You're going to come in as the
Uh,
dad,
yeah.
put $3 on the counter, pay for the pack of gum, take your kid home and punish them yourself.
Right. That's how it should be done.
Yeah. And well, your 12-year-old, your 15-year-old, your 17-year-old isn't getting arrested for stealing a pack of gum. But then you go and pass a law that says you can steal up to $1,000 worth of stuff. So obviously you're going to like Best Buy, right?
Yeah.
Let's just keep stealing PlayStations. Every day I'll steal a PlayStation. Nothing they can do about it. And
No.
I'll sell them online to someone on the East Coast or in the middle of the country. Yeah, I saw that and I thought it was hilarious. Um, Never think in the future, don't realize what's going on.
Nope.
They hear what the politicians want to call it. Like what happened in Florida with the Don't Say Gay bill.
But that's never what the bill was about. We talked about that over and over and over again on the show.
Exactly, but they kept calling it that, so people accepted it as, oh, they just hate gay people in school. It's like, no, they don't want you teaching their 4-year-olds about sex at all. I don't care if it's between a man and a woman or a dude and a dude. Don't teach my 4-year-old about sex. And that was like, oh, that they just hate gay people. It's like, no, no. But again, that goes out nationwide. Everyone hears it. Nobody sits down and actually reads the damn thing. No one ever reads this stuff, and that is what bothers me about how easy it is to vote. Yeah, you should get a say, but for real, if you're going to cast a vote that might affect how this country runs and operates, maybe you should at least look this stuff up before you cast your vote. I didn't vote on a handful of offices available at this last go round, and I didn't vote the same party on the entire ticket. And I think that's a real problem that other people don't do that. Like, I mean, I almost always split the ticket when I vote. It's not necessarily Democrat, Republican. I tend to vote Libertarian a lot. But
I pretty much vote Republican all the way down till I get
I'm
to
not
local
surprised by that.
elections.
I'm not surprised by that. Sometimes I like the Libertarians' ideas better.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, I liked the Democrats a lot more than I do now. Like the Dow Jones has
Yep.
hit 44,000 for the first time in its history since Trump has won.
Right.
The market just had the best week it's had all year. And then right back to California. Hey, look at that. People are making money. Awesome, awesome. Once again, California says, well, how do we take a piece of that?
Yep. They figured out a way.
They added a fee to gasoline and diesel. Motherfucker,
Yep.
don't you already have a gas tax?
They have some of the highest gas taxes in the country.
What are they doing with that gas tax?
Spending it.
I don't know about you, but most states, I'm pretty sure Virginia too, the gas tax goes to like maintain the roads and the.
Well, that doesn't work in California anymore. Everybody's driving EVs and hybrids. They don't use that much gas.
Now you're gonna add a 50 cent a gallon tax on gasoline and diesel.
Yep.
Have a ton of fun paying for groceries when they're getting trucked in with diesel trucks that get 12 miles a gallon.
I mean,
that is
last time I knew, California's price of gas was over $6 a gallon. Add another 50 cents to it.
$2.98 here.
We're under
And
that. I'm at 275. That's what I paid today.
pretty sure it's statewide because I think West Virginia has some kind of control on gasoline because it's everywhere I go, it's the same. Like you can't even look across the street, the other gas station, and see the 2 cent difference. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Granted, I don't have tons of gas stations everywhere. I don't think since I've been in the state, I've been at a gas station, looked across the street and seen another gas station. That was all over the place in Massachusetts, especially at highway off ramps.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same price everywhere I've been. And granted, I've only been to like 5 or 6 counties on top of the one I live in. Like today, actually, I went to 2 new counties I've never been to go pick up a dresser.
Nice.
I spent like $60, got a dresser I would have paid 200 for. I thought it was worth driving out an hour and back, you know?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, so like, once again, the economy is repairing itself as soon as Trump gets elected.
Yep.
California says F you, we're gonna take that money from you.
Meanwhile,
And
Kamala Harris, the woman that they were bragging about how much money she raised in her 100 days in her presidential campaign, apparently she's $20 million in debt, and a lot of their campaign workers haven't been paid recently.
well, her campaign is in debt, not her.
Right.
You
Her
make an
campaign,
LLC, yes. You create a business so if something goes wrong, you don't go bankrupt because of it, you know?
but
Uh,
nobody's talking about all the people that haven't been paid.
well, and that not gonna either. I mean, maybe she should have used some of that money she used to pay for the Summer of Love protests. Maybe she should have used some of that to pay her campaign. You remember that, right? She had a
Mm-hmm.
GoFundMe, whatever, and she was
Yeah, she
giving
was
money.
funding the BLM movement for them to get out of jail, bail
It's like,
money.
oh, did you get arrested for lighting a building on fire? We'll pay your legal costs. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
What? By the way, that's
And what's hilarious is, 4 years later, people from the BLM movement are voting for Trump.
that was I laughed my butt off when we read that article. How like
Yeah.
this woman's crazy. Oh, and they're all still getting arrested that were running the BLM movement.
Yeah, because it was a
Big,
big like Ponzi scheme.
yeah, well, they all had $20 million houses that were running the thing, but like, well,
We
what do you
need
do
your
for work? Oh, I
money.
run BLM. It's like, wasn't that money supposed to go to the cause? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
I'm black. My
I'm the
life matters.
cause.
My my quality of life matters.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out, man. Apparently the FDA is pulling a bunch of medication off the shelves, and
That they're
it's
calling ineffective.
well, it's common stuff too. Um, like Theraflu, Sudafed, Dayquil, NyQuil, Robitussin, Mucinex.
They're getting rid of
Um,
NyQuil?
well, hold on. It's a certain ingredient that they're saying is worthless. So that
Oh,
some of these companies may just take it out because it's been used as a nasal decongestant. And they're saying this does not work. You cannot advertise it as a nasal decongestant. You cannot use this drug anymore. So a lot of it's phenylephrine. Um, maybe some of these companies will just take it out of their medication because,
yeah.
like for example, like you said, NyQuil. That's not just for decongestion. Uh, one, it knocks you out so you can sleep, and you know what I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
which helps you get well. But it also suppresses cough and all that other stuff. They're just not allowed to say that this particular thing in it gets rid of the mucus in your sinus cavity.
Yeah.
On the thing about research here, and I'm assuming this is medical research, but I don't know. I couldn't find what they're being used for. South Carolina had an incident.
COVID-19, the newest pandemic coming our way.
Monkeypox, dude.
Yeah.
20
Monkeypox
monkeys.
part 2.
Yeah, there you go. Monkeypox 2.0. Yeah, 40 monkeys escaped a research center in South Carolina. And all I've been able to find what the authorities are putting out is do not approach these animals, do not attempt to capture them, do not interact with them, go inside your house and stay away from it. I'm like, were they testing like lipstick to find out if it was going to cause a rash? Were they pumping these things full of weird drugs to see what it did to them? Like,
Probably.
interactions?
Yeah.
Were they testing rabies vaccinations? I don't know. Like for all we know, there's 40 rabid monkeys running around waiting to bite people, you know?
Yeah.
This sounds I'm pretty sure I read this book. when they spread Ebola or something, right?
12
Or
Monkeys.
Outbreak. Oh, okay. I was thinking like Outbreak, but 12. There's a whole bunch of movies where the
Yeah,
monkey
there is.
spreads the.
Monkeys are a fairly common thing for people to use to spread everything.
Meanwhile, apparently birds are the best way to do it. Or not even necessarily birds, flying things, because bats apparently do it too.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God. Chicken pox. Oh, what was it? Chicken flu is what they call it, right?
Bird flu.
Yeah, bird flu. I thought there's a chicken one that was besides chicken pox too, but I thought there was something that you got from chickens besides salmonella. Um, Susie Wiles, apparently she ran the Trump campaign for a while, a couple of
She
years.
did, and she's been credited with running his most organized and on point campaign, and she will be the first ever female White House chief of staff.
Oh, so brave, so beautiful. Are the Democrats cheering for this?
No.
Well, why not? This is a historic first. And by the way, let's bring this up before we fucking gloss over it and forget it altogether. Donald Trump is Grover Cleveland 2.0.
Yep. The only other president ever since Grover Cleveland did not get reelected and then turn around and run for a reelection down the road and get elected.
Okay, you said that the hard way.
Probably.
Trump is only the second person to ever serve or be elected in two non-consecutive terms.
That's still a pretty complicated way to say it.
Okay. I'm just saying I use fewer words, but all right, all right.
You did use fewer words. I'll give you that.
Who's London Breed? I guess he was the mayor
She
in
was
San
the
Fran.
mayor of he or she, whoever it is, I don't know which one, is the
London, I'm gonna guess a
mayor of
dude,
San
but
Francisco mayor that got beat by a first-time public office candidate. The person
yeah.
had never held public office before, and their record was so piss poor in London because everybody doesn't like their poop maps anymore, apparently. The app must not be getting updated rapidly enough for people to avoid the poop. So this person got elected as mayor, has never held public office before.
Hmm, interesting. It's funny you say the poop app thing because like I got frustrated and gave up on tracking the gas prices, even though it gave me a slight discount on gasoline at the end of the month.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I did one of those for a while, and I was like, this is just I don't care enough to save 2 cents a gallon at the end of the month if I report enough gas prices. You know what I
Like
mean?
Upside or something like that, or
I
Gas
think it was called
Buddy.
I think it's called Gas App or something like that. But there's a bunch of
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Well, you can go in there and find what the cheapest gas was because there's other people
Report
contributing.
it.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go to the cheaper gas and you put the price in too. That bothered me, and that was actually putting money out. Stopped me from spending a little bit of money.
Uh-huh.
This I want to open up an app and go, someone took a shit here, someone took a shit here.
No. But you also don't want to step in shit.
That's the thing. Why do you need to have an app on your phone to not step in human waste?
Because the Human Waste Patrol doesn't have enough people to keep up with people pooping on the streets.
Okay, the fact that you need a human waste patrol lets you know that they're doing something wrong here. I mean,
Yeah.
it would cost, you would save money instead of paying a human waste patrol to pick up the human shit on the side of the road if you put in a porta potty every 3 blocks.
Right.
And then at the end of the week, come and swap it out with an empty one and then clean this one out. No, no. Instead, we're going to let you take a dump on the side of the road or in the alley beside this bar, and someone's going to come and clean it up when you're done. And we actually talked about this in particular once because remember that dude wiped his butt with like a Ukrainian flag or something, and he got arrested and charged for wiping his butt with the flag, not the taking a dump in the sidewalk.
Exactly.
Oh, apparently you can burn the American flag, but you can't wipe your ass with the Ukrainian flag.
Nah. That's bad for you.
Seems crazy to me. And
It
I have
does
never
look
heard of.
like, I know. this
Never
was
heard this
all
guy, but
part
I like
of.
his name.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is basically. I don't know if they remember if this House or Senate, but I think it was the Senate when it gave control of the Senate instead of 50. I think we're gonna have 53 or 54 seats Republicans in the Senate.
Yes, and looks like we're gonna get. Yeah, say we.
And it looks like
I'm
the
always
House is gonna go remain conservative, but it's gonna be a very slim margin again.
yeah, and so that's gonna give them a significant amount of power for about 18 months
Yeah,
before the
but
next
we
vote.
don't without the 60 to overcome the filibuster. A lot of laws will still have a problem getting passed. But Trump's always focused on the judiciary when he was often.
Hmm.
So
Speaking of what?
the
Oh,
more
go ahead.
judges he gets in and Supreme Court justices he gets in, the better off the country will be for the long run.
At least according to the Republican Party, and I do think Trump is more modern than most people are giving him credit for. Um,
Well, he used to be a Democrat.
well, he was the first president to take office supporting same-sex marriage. There's Obama. I believe that marriage between a man and a woman.
Until Biden
Uh,
until Biden changed his ideas. His vice president screwed him over.
yeah, I'm not sure what I think of all of that in one way or the other, honestly. Yeah, you do get a bit of a tax break if you can if you know how to file taxes and do things the correct way and everything. You do save some money being married, but that's assuming also that something weird isn't happening with the other person. But in general, I don't think the government should be involved in marriage at all. I consider marriage to be a religious/spiritual thing.
And that's why it used to be civil unions and marriages, but
I don't know if you
people
want to
weren't
call
happy
yourself
with their civil unions. So
you know what though, if you want to be married and okay, the Catholic Church won't do it, but the Church of Satan will do it. Go ahead, I don't care. You know what I mean? If you want to use that word so bad, uh, like I said, I don't know where I stand on this. A man lying with a man is abominable, or as he would lie with a woman is abominable, according to what is it, Leviticus? Maybe it's Deuteronomy. It's been
yeah,
so long since I've read the Old Testament. But I'm not Jesus, nor am I God. I'm not going to pass judgment on these folks.
right.
Uh, Fox News apparently did an analysis on how Trump won the White House. Anyone
Okay.
who votes for him voted for him knows why he won. It's you took they took our money away. They told us we were stupid for thinking our money was gone.
And the
They
economy is so much worse now than when Trump was in office.
well, yeah, that's what I meant by took our money, and then they
Yeah,
went
that's
and
what I
gave
meant.
it to other people instead of us. They're funding every war on the planet,
Hmm.
both sides of some of these wars, which is nuts. All while calling the people you're taking the money from sexist and racist. It's like, I mean, how many times can you kick a dude in the balls before he says, I'm not coming over anymore?
Right.
All right. Oh, there you go. That Arizona thing. Apparently, there's a 500,000 uncounted ballots still in
Yeah.
Arizona.
And I put that article was published today. How
Oh,
many
there you
days
go.
after the election?
Gotcha. For some reason, I thought that was saying it was done.
No, they're still counting. They
Seems
need a
kind of
better
ridiculous, huh?
system.
Yeah, if you could hand count them faster. Again, like I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Oh, what happened with that senator? Did Kane win or Hung Kao?
Okay.
That's too bad. I was really rooting for
I know.
the what Navy SEAL captain was he?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what we got then, huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, anyone made it this far, thanks for giving us a listen.
Yep.
If you're looking to help the show a little bit, toss us a buck or two. We just paid our storage fees. So it'd be nice to get on top of it coming up next year. And maybe if I can get a couple bucks, maybe I'll go ahead and update the stupid intro music.
You got to do it without the bugs, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well, I will without the bucks, and it will come out when Trump takes office. Oh, by the way, what are the odds you think that Trump survives to office?
Oh, he will.
You know, how many more assassination attempts do you think we see before then?
None.
None? You really think no one's going to try to take a shot at Trump again?
Yep.
Why do you think that?
Secret Service is all over it.
They were the other times too. Well, at least the last time they didn't actually get a shot off, I guess, right?
Right.
All right. Well, Brian, that's our shit.
Okie dokie.
So let's pinch that shit off.
Happy Veterans Day.
Oh yeah, happy Veterans Day, everyone.